There's no doubting that all of us can testify to the fact that the spiritual journey is one of purification, tearing off, peeling off that which lies between the moment when we're awakened and the moment of enlightenment, when all is one. We've had to let go of our karmic accretions, adhered to the very cells of our body. And we've also had to let go the conditioning of our mind. But that which lies between enlightenment, that living of oneness and knowing of oneness, and realization, or more accurately, annihilation, it's one of letting go, destructuring the very infrastructure of mind itself. In the end, we have that saying that was so often repeated by Divine Mother: no mind is God's mind, whatever that means. The other day, a very important story was told. So if you've heard it before, listen well. It has great meaning for us. It's the sword that's been used over all of these years. All of the stories that have been told are not for the purpose of edification. They have and will always be for the purpose of destructuring, from taking away the very foundations of what it was that was now the building blocks of mind. Where are you in this destructuring? The story was about a young man who was born in a China of long ago. He was born into a very wealthy family, and when his family died, he was left with a huge legacy. But he was quite dissolute, a ne'er-do-well, in fact. So all of the money and wealth that was bequeathed to him by his family, he wasted. He spent it on women and drinking and entertaining his friends, until he was finally left walking the streets with hardly a rag to cover himself and no food in his belly. His name was Chuang Lu. Now one day Chuang Lu was walking down the street, muttering to himself about how his family didn't care about him, how they thought he was a wastrel and they wouldn't help him in any way at all, when he bumped into an old man, a wizened old man, walking on his staff. The old man patted him and said, "What is it troubling you, my son?" And Chuang Lu gave him the whole litany of how his family didn't care for him, how they didn't help him, and he was left in this state. And the old man said to him, "Well, how much money do you think you need to survive?" And Chuang Lu thought to himself, and he said, "Well, about 50,000 taels." He said, "That's not enough. More." So Chuang Lu said, 100,000? "No," said said the old man. Chuang Lu said, "Well, 500,000? "Now, 1,000,000, said the old man. So he took out a string of coins from his sleeve and he gave them to Chuang Lu and he said, "Meet me at the Persian bazaar tomorrow at noon." And in the meantime, of course, Chuang Lu went off and had himself a good meal and bought himself a warm cloak because it was winter time. When he met the old man in the bazaar, the old man gave him 1,000,000 taels, strings of coins. Trung Lu went off and immediately returned to the kind of life that he'd led before, wasting his money on women and wine and entertaining his friends and what have you. So after a year, of course, all the money had gone again, and he was again walking the streets destitute. But again, he bumped into the old man. The old man said, "I didn't expect to see you in this state once again. How much money do you need this time?" Trung Lu was embarrassed. He didn't dare look at the old man. But the old man said, "Oh, meet me in the Persian Bazaar this afternoon." This time the old man gave him 3 million taels. But the same thing happened. He wasted it all. In 2 years it was gone. There he was, wearing rags again, barefoot, walking down the road, hungry. No friends, all having left him when he had no more money to spend on them. So again, he bumped into the old, wizened man. But this time he could hardly bear to even confront him. He was so ashamed of himself. The old man said, "Meet me in the bazaar." This time he gave Trung Lu 5 million taels. But this time Trung Lu made an oath. He said, "Never again will I do those things that I've done before. I resolve that I'm going to spend this money well, on alms, helping people, using it for good." And he said to the old man, an oath. He said, "I promise that I will do only good with this money, and then I will serve you in whatever way you ask me to." Said the old man, "This is what I've been waiting for." So the old man said to Trung Lu, "Meet me at the jade garden of the Lao Tzu temple up the mountain of